Back in 1984, while most kids were glued to their video game screens, a 12-year-old introverted boy sat in his room coding his very own video game from scratch. He wasn't like the other kids. He was different, a bit unusual, and because of that, he never fit in. In school, he endured years of brutal bullying and physical abuse, but no one could have guessed that this exact boy would grow up to launch rockets into space, put supercomputers on wheels, and rule the global tech landscape. This is the story of Elon Musk. Born in Pretoria, South Africa in 1971, Elon's childhood was far from ordinary. He had a strange habit of completely drifting into his own mind, going so quiet that doctors thought he was deaf. In reality, his brain was operating like a complex science lab, using every ounce of processing power to visualize massive ideas. He was obsessed with reading and driven by pure logic, but his blunt, factual nature made him an easy target for school bullies. Once, a group of boys threw him down a flight of stairs and beat him so badly he had to be hospitalized. Yet, these harsh lessons gave him an ironclad tolerance for pain and pressure. After his parents divorced, Elon eventually made his way to the United States to pursue his dreams. Right after college, in 1995, Elon and his brother Kimball started a company called Zip2, an online city guide. Elon coded day and night, and in 1999, Compaq bought the startup for a massive sum, making 27-year-old Elon a multimillionaire with $22 million in his pocket. Next, he risked it all again to revolutionize banking, creating X.com, which later merged to become PayPal. Elon's ruthless management style eventually got him ousted as CEO while he was away on his honeymoon. But when eBay acquired PayPal for $1.5 billion in 2002, Elon walked away with a staggering $180 million. Just as Elon Musk achieved ultimate financial success, an unimaginable tragedy struck his personal life. He lost his 10-week-old infant son to a sudden illness. To survive the blinding grief and escape the haunting emptiness of his home, Elon buried himself entirely in his work. He turned his gaze toward the cosmos. He noticed that NASA had absolutely no concrete plans to send humans to Mars. Driven by a new mission, he traveled to Russia to buy intercontinental ballistic missiles to use as launch vehicles. But the Russian officials didn't take him seriously. They saw him as an amateur and quoted an astronomical price of $21 million for just a single rocket. On the flight back home, instead of giving up, Elon sat with his laptop, calculated the raw material costs, and made a wild decision. He would build the rockets himself. In June 2002, SpaceX was born. Elon's goal was radical: use vertical integration to build the cheapest, most efficient rockets in human history by manufacturing everything in-house. But the aerospace industry is unforgiving. One by one, his first 3 Falcon 1 rocket launches ended in catastrophic explosions, crashing right back into the ocean. Over $100 million of Elon's personal fortune went up in smoke. By mid-2008, SpaceX was down to its very last dollar, with only enough funding left for one final launch. By the year 2008, Elon Musk was staring directly into total ruin. While SpaceX was on the brink of collapse, his other massive bet, Tesla Motors, was also bleeding out. Elon had invested $6.5 million into Tesla to build high-performance electric sports cars. But the 2008 global financial crisis hit the automotive industry like a sledgehammer. Production costs skyrocketed and investors slammed their doors shut. Tesla was just days away from bankruptcy. Any logical entrepreneur would have abandoned one company to save the other. But Elon Musk is not logical. In a desperate, high-stakes gamble, he sold his beloved McLaren supercar and liquidated virtually all of his personal assets to pump cash into Tesla just to keep it alive for a few more days. Simultaneously, he worked around the clock to prepare for SpaceX's absolute final stand. December 2008 brought the day of reckoning. Falcon 1 stood on the launch pad. The entire future of SpaceX, Tesla, and Elon Musk rested on this single machine. The countdown hit 0, and the rocket lifted off. The first stage separated perfectly. The second stage held. Minutes later, cheers erupted in the control room. The confirmation flashed on screen. Falcon 1 had successfully reached orbit. SpaceX became the first private company in history to achieve this milestone. Weeks later, a stunned NASA awarded SpaceX a $1.6 billion contract. On that very same Christmas Eve, Tesla secured a $40 million emergency funding round. Against all mathematical odds, Elon Musk had pulled both of his dreams back from the edge of death. After the miracles of 2008, Elon Musk became unstoppable. In 2012, Tesla launched the Model S, a premium electric sedan that was less of a car and more of a supercomputer on wheels. It completely revolutionized the global auto industry, and by 2017, Tesla became the most valuable car company on Earth. Meanwhile, SpaceX perfected reusable rockets, slashing the cost of space travel by an incredible margin, and launched thousands of Starlink satellites to provide global high-speed internet. Elon's empire kept expanding. From fusing brains with computers through Neuralink to his massive 2023 acquisition of Twitter, now known as X, and launching XAI, he cemented his status as the undisputed titan of modern technology. With a net worth peaking near $400 billion, he became the richest individual in modern history. But there is a dark reality to this immense success. Musk remains one of the most controversial figures on the planet. Former employees have exposed extreme workplace pressures and brutal working conditions. His management style remains unforgiving, demonstrated when he fired thousands of Twitter workers overnight. Furthermore, his highly volatile public statements frequently trigger chaos in the stock market. Now, backed by a lethal combination of unmatched wealth and deep political influence, he holds power that makes many people deeply anxious about the future. Love him or hate him, you cannot ignore him. Because Elon Musk doesn't just wait for the future, he builds it.